Hi everybody, welcome back. I started setting up a little ice drill area out in the back here. I also swapped out our little components storage container with a large one. And I have configured this sorter. Let's see if I can get the crosshairs on it. I've configured this sorter to drain components, ammo, and hand tools. So what that's going to do is take everything out of the assembler and put it into here. And then from here it's still on our free spine, so we should be able to access this from anywhere. And I don't think we have any loops. I did get rid of one. And then this is pulling ice, hydrogen bottles, and oxygen bottles, which I don't think is really necessary. And it's on a timer here, so it's just kind of draining every now and then. The goal is for that to pull ice, any excess ice, into this just up here. And then this is a big tower that's got two let me turn on the light. It's two hydrogen tanks inside and a container on the top. I'm planning to put a drone here that wants to take our stuff up to there. And I'm thinking about building some kind of station up there that'll take our ships to space. And I've been looking at some ideas for how to accomplish that. Like, using automated drilling to go into the side of the mountain, maybe something that can put a rover in there and then have a multi-level thing that goes up towards the top. I'm not really sure yet. I changed the color of the lights here so they're orange when I'm parked. Paisley Park purple when we unpark. Just to have a little bit of interesting color in here. And gradually making our way to having a roof up on top. Not completely sure how we're going to do this yet, but I want to come down a level, I think. Because we could also just continue up tall, which may be a better idea. But that would make the building easier anyway. And we've got just some kind of random shapes coming together here. This I'd rather have it be flat, at least for some amount of the time. So we'll make some decisions about covering that up at some point. And then out here, continuing past here, we're still conveyed out here. This is within the ore network. That is to say that there is a, where is it? Somewhere around here. I think it's this one. This is draining ore. Ore nice. So it's bringing it through here. Ores are getting stored in these two cargo containers. And then pulling stuff out to here. And so we will want a sorter pulling ores in from this. It'll be getting ice and stone. I've got to figure out. I think we might need to get onto a more neutral part of the spine here. Not totally sure yet, but we'll try pulling in. We need to add a sorter here. We'll try pulling in. Oops. Okay, we'll try pulling in some stuff. Now let's see, can I actually get... Oh yeah, I can. Okay. So I think we're cool. So I thought we were cool. There we go. So let's just turn that into a sorter. I don't think I have one yet. seems like something I would do. Not yet. Okay, great. So we'll just put it here. And that's just going to pull basically whatever we get out to here. So this is the start of the drill. So let's start by welding this stuff up. We should be able to access it. Do it, yeah. Now we're here. And I think I need to get under that. And let's get the cargo terminal. We'll have... Well, actually, I need to keep that for now. Keep it open. Easy breezy. Oops. Easy breezy if I don't mess it up by grinding instead of welding. Let's see if I can replace it without breaking something. Okay. There we go. There's our cargo terminal. And we can put that back. Let's just replace all that, or well, like that, just for fun. So this allows us to access inventory. We could do some stairs up here or something. I don't have a strong opinion about it right now. Let's keep it fairly simple. Advanced rotor. Part. Piston. Piston part. And we can just grab these from right here. Check out production. So we're still... And the nice thing about this is we can go to our large cargo with components and see how much of everything we have pretty easily. Can I not get it out here? But I can in, sorter. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense to have this. I wanted that to be just to raise it up a little bit. I think having it one block higher kind of helps when it comes to, it's just inventory size. When it comes to the drills touching the ground. Okay, let's grab the last of those components. Now, let's maybe consider putting a seat of some kind on this. Control seat. Maybe just for now. Cockpit. It actually is not a bad idea. It keeps everything. Can keep everything pressurized. Well, let's just use a control seat of some kind. Helm for now. Put it somewhere we can see it. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, this would be a good spot for a cockpit bridge of some kind, just under that. Just thinking of where we can put it where it'll be usable. Let's put it there. Maybe better yet. Right here. That'll work. Excuse me. Grab that helm, the parts. Should do it. And let's name a few things. This is our ice drill. This is our first one. And it's going up. Oops. Try that again. Now we need to get out 1, 2. Three. So I think what that looks like is a curve. Now it's usually a good idea to do something like this, or rather, something like this here, just because it's more versatile. Let's grab that. I'm not going to do that right now. We're going to grab a lateral piston. Start with that. I guess we could have put the rotor up higher.
Fuel low.
And let's go get our...
Fuel critical.
Just barely saved myself from crashing. Do I have any food in here? Yeah. So yeah, it probably would have made more sense to put a refill station out here instead of a cargo. We can probably still... Yeah, we can just replace it if we need to. Oops. That might be a better idea. I think the cargo terminal is a little bit useless right here. First, let's get this. Get our lateral piston in here. Load that up. Now the question is, see if a drill comes down right here. Type 2. This could not have applicant drill. For this, I'll go with the original. Oops, if I can figure out how to rotate it. So if it's there, I think we would need to be one more block out. Yeah. So let's just do this. Oops. And then when we come down, excuse me, we should be okay. Alright. So we're gonna get rid of this. Oops. That didn't work. Wah wah. Okay. Start over.
Inventory full.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Let's start over with that. Didn't like that idea anyway.
Inventory full.
Alright. Refill station. Alright, let's try and plan this out a little better. First, oh, well, I can refill right here, obviously. So, I will probably edit this video to make it so you don't have to sit through all this indecision. Oops. So we're going to put a rotor right up on top here. That one allows our drill to spin around. Okay, let's actually weld those up. And then let's get these ones out. Oops. If anyone knows why I can't make hydrogen and oxygen bottles anymore, please let me know. I should have components for 2 of these. Oops. Let's make the 2 of those. Oops. Are we there? There we go. And here we need to once again go out and down. Yeah, this is probably pretty easy to attack if a ship was coming, but we'll worry about that. Come on. go. There we go. That should now be actually what we're trying to do. What I'm going to do instead is just put one here. Oops.
Inventory full.
And then put the other one on the other side, just so it's a little better balanced. This one's not necessary, but
Inventory full.
I like it.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
That should get us all of that. We just need to get this thing. Got it already in the build planner. There we go. Drill 1. I'll call that drill 2. Oops, screenshot. We'll call that drill 3. I think our rotor's already named. Yep. And so we're ready with that. Let's get a few blocks. Doesn't really matter, we can use the fancy side. And then a sensor maybe just right here in the middle. It can really be anywhere. Let's put it over here. Let's see, where's our sensor? There's one. Let's get those built up. Those control blocks are fairly cheap and easy to build. We might be out of those detector components. Start with the sensor. Oops, okay. What do I have in my inventory? Let's grab those. this is what are we going to call it? Full? Or let's just call it, yeah, call it full for now. We may change those around, but maybe something like that. Let's find the sensor. I think it's this. Okay. So what we want to do now is get somewhere where we can see what we're doing and also access a control panel. Let's just make a... Yeah. Here is show on HUD, and then info, show sensor field range, and then we can adjust the sensor. So left and right don't need to be much. Let's make it a block width. Oops. Bottom is the one that we want to really work with. I believe that's the one that's gonna figure that out in a minute. Top is unnecessary. Back and front can also be, let's make it a block width. And then we have our bottom, which should go down. For now it's 5. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, so we want it to be just a little below. So let's make it, we'll just make it 7.5. One more block. See how that looks. That should be okay. We can split the difference. What's the average between 5 and 7.5? Sensor. Between 0 and 2.5, it's 1.25. So add 1.25 to 5, and you get 6.25. That should make it just below the drill. Yeah, that's probably not the right amount. Let's make it 7. That'll be fine. So the idea is, oh, and I guess we don't even need maybe we do want to we want front, so back is here, there's 2, 5, so 10 in the back. And then front can be minimum. There, now it covers all the drills. So the idea is when it connects to anything, such as a voxel, it's going to slow down. players? No. Players need to be out of the way. Floating objects, I don't think we need anything except... Is there a voxel option? Enemies, friendly... I forget what we were looking for to... Don't need players. Maybe floating objects, small ships, large stations, subgrades. I guess asteroids is voxel. Let's see if it works. Set of action. Here, let's add a light to it.
Fuel low.
Okay. Let's get rid of this. So what we're looking for now is for it to go down until it hits the sensor. So let's test that. And you know what? For this, I do want to have, at the very least, a button panel. I shot myself in the foot here. I mean, I want the button panel to be where the drill is visible, but let's put it over here. All right, so let's just set up a... Okay, we need something for lateral pistons. The top and down ones should be working together. All right. So, when we hit... Let's see. You know what? Let's do it. Make a cooler button panel. This one. Just put it here. Put it back here somewhere. Makes the most sense, kind of somewhere. stop, down, up. Or something like that. Okay. So that button, we want to affect timers. Big red button means stop. So we'll trigger the stop timer. And for start, we'll use this. And then the third button we can use to bypass something. We'll do something fancy or semi-useful with it. So what the sensor does so when it detects, that's when we want to set, let's do stop first actually. So nice drill stop timer. I don't think we're ever going to use that on a delay. So when the timer stops, what do we do? We're going to retract the down pistons. I'm going to leave those alone. We're going to extend the up piston. Actually, I should probably use set velocity for these. -1. Let's just call it that for now. -1. Let's call it reset. Whatever. And then the rotor, this one, we can just leave it alone. It's nice to set it to, you can rotate to angle. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Velocity, keep it pretty slow. That's fine. So when we hit stop, it's going to extend the up piston, retract the down pistons, set this to rotate back to 0. I want it to also stop the drills. Which we need to group. Here, let's clean up the panel and group this just because there's only one, but it just makes it easier. Okay. Back to timer stop. Let's Alright, so stop should be working. Oh, and then oops. Not custom data. And the drills. Stop them. Next, the timer to start. I think all that's going to do, and then when it's stopped, we can also turn off the lights or change the color of the lights. Do I have them? I need to group them. Turn them off. And then to start, basically the opposite. To start, we are going to turn those on. Turn on the drill. Rotor. Set velocity. To go sure one. I don't know what the ideal thing for that is, but okay, now before we do the pistons, let's just hit start. That should get the drills rolling and have it spinning. I can probably do share inertia tensor on those. I'm not sure if I have that. Let's put drain all, just get everything going. That should be adding some ice to here, if I'm doing this right. Let's see where ice is going. Okay, so far it's just filling up these O2 generators. That's good. Still got quite a bit of capacity for it. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's hit stop, and that should rotate everything back to its starting point. Nice, nice. Okay. Now the next step is the sensor. The scary part. So let's get the timer, continue with the timer. And basically what I'm setting up here is I want the pistons to go down pretty quickly until they reach the point where where the ice drill senses, and then it'll slow down. So, ice drill piston up. We'll have it go a total of 1, so that means each of the 3 will be at, a third of a rotation. So let's set velocity. These are the up pistons, right? I'm pretty sure they are. Hold on. Yeah, up. Set velocity. We want it to retract, so negative 0.3, 333, whatever. The down ones, same thing, except it's positive instead of negative. And then, when these, so that should be everything, right? Rotors moving, those things are going down. And then what we want to do is get the sensor so that on detection, we slow down those pistons. So the up one is maybe 0.0333. Even that's pretty fast. Let's try something like that. We'll make it go really slow for now. Down pistons, same deal. And I don't think I'm just gonna go slow. This, did I do it right? Velocity, negative. Just go slow. Oops, and I did that wrong, of course. First detection. The up pistons are going negative. The down pistons are going positive. Maybe we will put a blink on these. Two seconds. And when it's no longer detecting, no more blinking. Okay, that should do it if I did this right. So that's the start. Let's see what happens. It goes down pretty fast. Okay, hold on. Let's check the speed of the pistons. It's doing what we asked. So that should make this a pretty much self-sufficient little drill situation. When our timers, okay, so now we got this is the ice drill event empty. This is the ice driller then full. We don't want it to be full. We want it to be drilled. Like a drill cycle complete. Piston. Now, since these are all the same, they should be all moving at the same time. We should be able to just do equal or greater than on one of them. The down ones. When it gets to the end, it could be either or. It doesn't. You don't really. They're theoretically always going to be operating in the same position. So when that happens, trigger the stop timer. That means that when this piston gets to the bottom, we should be golden. Let's stop and just test the stopping. Okay. That moves really quick. Let's adjust that. Retract a little slower. Okay, just make sure I'm doing this right. That's the down pistons. They do need to retract. So -0.3. Up ones should go the opposite direction. It's positive. That should be fine. Could go a little faster with the rotating, but it's fine. Let's hit start one more time. Should go down quickly until it reaches where it wants to go. Take a look in here. There we go, we're getting nice. So it is pushing the excess ice into this container. Irrigation system's good. Got ice in there. And it is pulling it out of there. Yeah, I think this is working as planned, as intended. Have a tea. The next step is we're going to get some more sort of high-powered fluids.
Energy low.
So then this one can be used for, I guess, if our gas tanks. Yeah. So we are gas tank filled, equal or greater than, say 90%. See, for now we can just make it 50% or even 25, just so that we can let's see how fast those are filling up. quick. So yeah, let's make it 25% for now, just as a test. We want to use these two. Now do we want it to be if either of them reaches that, or if both of them reach that? I think we want both. And if that happens, we want to stop. And we could add one more event controller to handle the empty, so that when it, reaches a higher threshold, it stops, and when it reaches a lower threshold, it starts. It's been pretty shaky. I don't think I have the share inertia tensor option enabled. Let's see. Yeah, pretty sure I don't. Is that something I can change right here in the game? No. Okay. That's fine. We can remove the... That's working. And it should stop. $14.15, so yeah, we can... Let's make it 20, just to see. We could set up a little lighting system to show, why it stopped. Like for example, they turn, if it reaches the bottom and then comes back, it turns off the light or turns it blue. If it fills the hydrogen tank, we turn it red or something like that. Are we rotating? Yes, but it's not moving. What's happening? Let's stop. Something broken? Okay, but why isn't it? We probably need the sensor to be a little longer range. Let's try starting it again. Oh. That's why. So, when it starts, we need to reset the upper limit. Set upper limit. I don't know, how do we make it unlimited? No. I guess the way around that is that when we stop, when we use the stop timer, instead of going auto, we go negative. Rotate to 0. Set velocity negative. Let's just make it a little quicker. -5 or make it -1. It doesn't matter. Okay. 1. We want to go counterclockwise, I'm pretty sure. Let's see if that works. So we'll hit. Is it? Are we rotating? Yes, we are. Okay, that's working as expected. Stop. Check out that rotor. Upper limit unlimited, lower limit 0. So now when it starts, it should rotate. Yeah, we're good. Okay, great. So now we can just set it and forget it on that. We should have ice filling up in here. So yeah, we could have 2 more event controllers, one for ice full, one for, and one for, the other thing. And then with this, it can rotate around and collect ice from a lot of different spots. So this should keep us well in. This will give us as much ice as we could ever possibly need with a pretty simple system. And with that, I think we've got a pretty decent start on Build Ice Drill. So let's check that off the list. I did off-screen, I did some math on the irrigation. I did a little bit of research on the irrigation system, and I took out, I had a total of 6 irrigation things, and I removed 4 of them. So there's one here and one over there. And that should be plenty to, even if I want to expand and like add 3 more here and 3 more here, that should be fine. At some point we want to do I want to produce better food. And we'll call it there. Let's have a bite before we jump into our... And I'll see you later.